Hey there, Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising. Welcome to your reading for October 24th through the 30th. I have to give you a little warning that I'm having a little bit of a problem with the internet today. They're getting ready to do some work and they're slowing it down. So hopefully it's not too glitchy. So we have an eclipse happening this week in Scorpio on the 25th. So I will be pulling cards when I do the collective reading on Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Daylight Time. In the U.S. For each of the signs, but we're also going to take a look right now at, for you, the energy of the shift and the change that comes with this eclipse season. And you have the Beauty and the Beast card that came out. The Beauty and the Beast card says that you need some space in a relationship. Libra also have this card, but that energy felt differently. This energy feels more like an attachment that you have to a relationship in the past that may not have worked out for you. Are you still carrying the energy around it of attachment? Either you're still having conversations with them and it's not helpful, or you didn't get the closure. Maybe they ghosted you. There's some kind of a need to kind of release and let that go, and it seems to be really impacting a current situation that you have. So it could be also stuff from your childhood and things that happened in your childhood that trigger you at this point in time. And so there's a need to kind of look to see how previous relationships, whether they're romantic or work relationships, but that feels not work to me. But these personal relationships, family or otherwise, that have left you feeling really guarded and maybe not allowing you to open up. The overall energy you have here is the past lives card, which really brings forward kind of that energy here of something that you're either carrying and it may show up in your birth chart and be able to find it there, or something from this lifetime that is somehow impacting where you are. And so it's got you a little closed off. Because here the key to the situation is we have the Three of Swords. It's called isolation. And that is, of course, not what you want to do. You don't want to... Okay, so they're showing me, that's Hans Christian Andersen's The Snow Queen, where a shard of ice had pierced the boy's heart, and it froze his heart. And it needed real love to melt it, to allow him to be able to move forward. And so something needs to kind of melt for you that will allow you to be able to open up. And in a current relationship, you may feel like they're pressuring you to get there faster than you can. You are allowed to take the time you need. I do want to encourage you, though, to do the deep dive to figure out. Over the next few weeks, we have these eclipses, but then this energy carries out for about the next 6 months. So during the next 6 months, this might be something to really kind of start pulling at the threads of. Here in the air, you have the Tower card. You have the Thunder. This is sudden downloads, information, insight, something coming to you. And it could be something where you're like, wow, that's what always triggers me. That's what this problem is. And it could be something else, okay? So this was the energy here for this eclipse energy and the shifting energy. And now we're going to really look at this week, and we'll pull cards for the moon as it progresses through this week. And so there is this download, this insight, this aha moment that comes in for you this week, and it does allow you to see things differently if you would like to. You might actually need some space, some time alone, right? This card right here says you need some space in a relationship, and this one says isolation as being the key. And what's draining your energy is the Three of Cups. And it could be that you actually just need some alone time to try to figure things out, to work things out, to feel stabilized, almost like there's so much going on, and maybe you really want to focus on work, or you really want to focus on something else, and it just feels like Everybody wants your time and attention. And how do you manage all of that? At the same time, I think it's important that you give yourself what you need. I think it's very important that you become the CEO of your own life, that you do the things that really matter to you. So we have this King of Swords here in the obstacle to overcome. So this King of Swords, it says control. So this could be a very controlling person. It could have been that you were in a controlling relationship. You have a controlling boss. You had controlling parents. Honestly, if you had stuff that happened when you were a childhood and you haven't worked through it yet, it's going to show up in your work relationships. It's going to show up in your romantic relationships. And so it becomes really important that you do the deep dive and figure out what it is that this control. And Sagittarius, you like your freedom, as you should, as everybody should. And so you have an opportunity this week to use this eclipse energy to really figure out, how do you break the bonds of control that triggers you? How do you keep ending up? A lot of times when you know why or how, or, oh, I see that, I've been in that situation, how can you like manage and navigate that? Because if you could figure that out, I think you find that this week is very successful for you. So how do you overcome the situation? It's this control card, right? It's like breaking that, but transforming the situation. Here you have the new vision, which really looks like Sagittarius to me. It is not, it's the 12. Oh, it does look like Sagittarius, the Temperance card. But what I like is, if you look at this energy, it kind of looks like he's got a bow and an arrow, but he doesn't. It's just geometric shapes and figures, but it's like you're coming to life and you're dancing to the beat of your own drum and you're seeking the freedom, but you're looking to the stars, right? You have that ability to see the big vision and to really like point yourself in that direction. So by allowing yourself to feel what you feel, to recognize that why, and to feel what's appropriate in this situation, and are you being held back and tied down by other things? And so the way through this, the action to take, you actually have the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords here is called politics. Okay, now Seven of Swords, politics. Like, not everything is what it seems, but this is the action to take. So one, not what everybody else says is true. You know, pay attention to your BS meter. It might be going off. Okay, so that's one thing. The second thing, though, is this is about understanding that you don't need to tell everybody everything all at once, because sometimes there's a need. There feels like there's a real need for us to be keeping some things to ourselves right now while we're working through it. It doesn't mean that eventually you don't need to tell people things. And this is not about lying. This is about maybe not revealing everything all at once because you still haven't really sorted through all of it. And so if you start leaking it out as you're working through the process, and then you've moved on to the next part of the process, but the person you dumped it on is still at the first part going, wait, what? You know, then it's better to have completed the process, understand the situation, then sit down and have those conversations. And so there might be a little bit of a need to have a little bit of a mask up, putting on the happy face, keeping a little bit of distance. Maybe you need this. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing is, are there people in your life that are not being authentic with you, and that's creating the problem, and that's what's triggering the sense of, I feel controlled, I feel like I'm being isolated, but I think that it's more, for most of you, it's the other situation where you might need to keep your own counsel while you figure it out a little bit. You need some time to yourself. Right? And so what I love that you have here in the area of resources is the Eight of Pentacles, but it's called the ordinariness. This is about chop wood, carry water. It is doing the things that you know that works this week in order to expand in your area of resources, time, money, energy, like physically feeling better. So, there's a need to go about doing the daily tasks, doing them to the best of your ability, and doing them every day and showing up for yourself. In the heart space, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. Nope. The Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, the Ace of Pentacles. So there's this new idea, this new opportunity, but it really carries this very feminine energy. It feels very Empress to me. So this seed of intention that you have in your heart for something that you want, get out there and do the work every day to get it. And your outgoing card is so perfect. It is the Emperor, but in this deck, it's called the Rebel. And I really want you to take a look at it. It is almost as though the phoenix is rising from the ashes. You'll see the phoenix in the background, but I want you to look. See, here's the phoenix in the background, right? Look down here. He's breaking the chains. He's setting himself free. Be the CEO of your own life. Make your own rules. Decide what's important to you, what is of value to you, and then show up for yourself this week on what it is that you want for this new idea. You might just need some time because you have an exam coming up or a big project at work. It may not be like this big thing, except the past lives things makes me feel like that over the next 6 months you're working through some kind of trigger, especially since we have the Three of Swords here. But it could be in the short term right now that you just are really trying to drill down into something and you really need some time and energy to do that. So that moon starts out in Libra, and honestly, this week is a lot of air energy, and air feeds fire, which is great for you, right? And there's like this holding of a grand trine energy kind of hanging in there. So it is Mercury conjunct the moon on Monday, which is trining Mars. That's a stationing. It's going really slow, and it's going to station retrograde on Sunday this week. And then we have Saturn that just turned direct, so it's barely moving too, which is why this energy is going to hold. This is a great flow of energy. It's easy to think our way through things, to find the clarity in things. This King of Swords. The hard thing that may have been overcoming is taking the time to be able to think things through clearly, and this week offers that opportunity. So there is a lot of opportunity to be creative and to get things done and organized, and I really feel the more that we get our ducks in a row coming up toward the end of the year, the better, because the first quarter of next year, if we have our ducks in a row, can be highly productive. And so the more things we get done now, the better. But you have this card when the moon moves into Scorpio, gets there on Tuesday and Wednesday, right? We have this moon Scorpio. That is that new moon that is happening. It's a new moon eclipse at 2 degrees of Scorpio at 6:49 a.m. Eastern time zone here in the U.S. Just for your time zone, there is a calculator in the description box below. So what it is for you is a time for assessing and contemplating and doing a little dreaming. We have, she's walking along the shore, and there's the rainbow, and look at the rainbow that as she's meditating here, and there's the rat. And I love that the rat is there. You've got the fish, the butterfly, the rat, and okay, I'm going to go through this real quick because there's a lot of stuff on here. First off, in the background, we've got the zodiac sign, and so this is the wheel turning. This is all the parts of you. This is the things that are colliding together to work for you. The frog is about the cleansing and the clearing that comes with the eclipse. You've got the fish. This is the abundance jumping. It's actually jumping out of the water. It's coming for you. It is the new ideas that you have. You have the grasshopper. This is the energy of the fool, being willing to take a risk, take a chance on something. And you have the rat. And the rat is about finding your resources and tapping them and knowing when to hold them, so that it's almost a hoarding energy of you need to collect up the things that you need. And then we have the butterfly of transformation. And so, oh, and there's a bird here. It looks like a robin. So that could be a timing thing. So there feels like there's a lot of timing involved here with things that are going to happen as they occur. It does feel like it's a dream quality to it. Part of this is because of what Neptune's doing. The moon is going to, in Scorpio, it's going to have a conversation with Neptune in Pisces. And so this is the creativity. Tap your creativity, do a little dreaming, figure out what's important to you, and then that moon moves into your sign, Sag, which is so nice. And I do want to say it's got some, Mercury is going to be kind of having a little bit of a fight with Pluto, and so that is that power and that control. And so it could be that at work people are trying to control you, dominant family members or something, and so you are being encouraged to stand up for yourself. I love this. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Go nose to nose, toe to toe with somebody. Make sure that you are breaking the chains of other people, that you are becoming the CEO of your own life. It's really important this week that you understand what is of value to you and what's important, and that you're willing to stand up for it. And that moon finishes the week in Capricorn. So the moon in Capricorn, thank you. The moon in Capricorn, the moon in Capricorn. We've got Mercury moving into Scorpio now. So Venus, the sun, Venus, by the way, is conjunct that eclipse. And Venus conjunct that eclipse is also about knowing her own value. And they are opposing Dark Moon Lilith. And she also wants to know her value. So it's really important that independent thing comes through. You have here the higher self. Stop longing, still your mind, and allow your higher self to use its infinite resources to comfort and guide you to the fulfillment of your dreams. That's what this looks like. The infinite resources that you can tap. Spend a little time in quiet and meditation. There might be a real need for this isolation. It's called isolation. So there might be a need for you to create some space for yourself, to have these conversations with your higher self, to think things through. And I guess thinking is a problem because we got this King of Swords here. So to feel your way through, what is it that you really want? If you can identify what you really want, to plant the seed of intention for, and then listen for the next steps, I think you're going to make a lot of progress this week. It's really great reading. All right. Well, Sag, you guys, this looks fabulous. I'm on Facebook every day. I get a little, do different kinds of readings there, but it's a little more about the astrology. And it's very intuitive, though. I can't even explain that. You should check it out. And, of course, I would love to have you come along for the premiere on Sunday nights at 7:30. It is a live chat, so we can connect there. And your likes, your shares, and your comments mean so much to me, and I really want to thank you, because last week you guys blew it up, and it was wonderful. So thanks for connecting in, and I hope to see you again really soon. You guys take good care.